Coach, it just felt like a weird game, and then you look up at the end of the game, you guys won 4-3. How would you kind of characterize the night and how things went?
Well, they're a very good pitching and defense team. So you're going against a group who can defend, who can pitch, and they've played a lot. I mean, I was telling our team before the game, they played Tennessee and won. They lost 2 one-run games. They've done this a lot this year. You gotta get it in and get it going. We haven't been great offensively this week, besides maybe Joe Powell. I thought we pitched pretty good. Ballpark was pretty offensive too if you hit balls in the air. So they got a couple balls off Cal, but I thought Tyson and TD did a great job.
Steph?
Had a lot of these games on Fridays where it's low scoring and tight. Just how comfortable do you feel like Cal has gotten kind of in that role as you transition, at least for him, from the regular season to the postseason?
Yeah, it seems like all his games are tight for the most part. So, and that's Friday night baseball in a lot of leagues across the country, and he's used to it. He's a tough kid. He was pissed he had to come out, but we just felt like he gives up the fly ball probably more than Tyson gives up the sinker. So we just made a decision there to do everything we could to keep the ball in the ballpark.
Robbie?
Kind of expounding on that a little bit, these one-run games have gone different ways for you. You lost some, won some. Tonight, the back end of the bullpen shut it down. What do you think of Tyson and TD coming in? And Tyson had a couple of guys in scoring positions that were those innings.
I thought I thought TD was great. I mean, he pretty much threw every pitch he wanted to. Tyson was good, not great. I think he got behind on some guys. I give him a lot of credit for competing, because he couldn't find it at first. He was behind some hitters and just sinking that ball right into the plate almost. But he found it. And maybe in the past he doesn't. He gives in a little bit, but he came back on 2 hitters like 3-1, got the hitters out, and then rolled through the innings. So and then made the big pitch with first and third. I thought that was huge.
Steve?
Update on Connor Isaac?
He's getting better every day. So we'll see. Muscle stuff's just hard. You just can't put a date on it.
Danny P?
But you can just talk about Bryce Chance since you moved into the leadoff. Obviously, he had the home run tonight, but just talk about what you've seen from him since you made that move.
Yeah, I thought he had a great night tonight. He got our shirt after the game. I thought the 2 at-bats were huge. You know what he's really good at? He's really good at assessing the pitcher and coming back to the dugout and letting everybody else know what's going on. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but he's a really smart player, so he'll come back. You'll hear him talking to all the hitters. Hey, it does this, because their guy was sinking into us really hard early. You saw us the second time through, we were a lot better on their starter.
Benjamin?
You've got plenty of positional versatility on this roster that allows you guys to make some lineup changes, moving Ethan to the outfield, putting Nate at different spots in the infield, Amani back in there. What does that do just in order to give you more flexibility as a manager?
Well, it's huge right now with Connor out. We're trying to play a little more offensive early, a little more defensive late. Monty was ecstatic to be out there, you can imagine. So he's played second base his whole life, and Ethan can run right out there and play outfield too. And Mikey O'Brien's a young player who I've been running out there in the center field, but he's probably the best defensive outfielder I got. So when you run him out there, he's going to run a lot of balls down and play hard. And Nate Chester's just the old guy. So I run him out there and he makes plays. So we need them all. I mean, this time of year you need everybody, and everybody's a little nicked up and banged up.
Hey, Dad.
Tyler, only threw 15 pitches tonight. You think you might have an opportunity to come back this weekend if you need it?
Oh yeah, maybe tomorrow. So,
Doug?
Coach, through the years, doesn't matter who the coach is, the players are, Missouri's just been an uncanny nemesis for Mississippi State. Is there any logical explanation for that?
I don't know. Like I've played them a couple times, I guess, but they're like I said, defensively and pitching wise, and we didn't see their best today on the mound. We're going to see their best. They're probably 2 best guys that still left in the weekend, and so we're going to have to bring our best effort. It's an SEC team, and they've, like I said, they've played a lot of people really tough this year. A lot of close. You see the 2 teams probably not going to Hoover. They're both like it's a ton of 1-run games and just tough luck in a lot of things. So we have to bring our A game tomorrow. That's for sure.
Steve?
Can you get an explanation on the situation with Peden? I know he goes out and throws a pitch, and then everybody kind of gets together, and then he leaves the ball game.
Yeah, we turned in a 27-man roster, and he wasn't on the 27-man roster. So pretty simple.
Danny P?
Which I know he's struggled a little bit offensively. He hit some balls hard, but DJ in the outfield made a couple of nice plays. He's on the Hauser semifinals. Just talk about his overall game and how he didn't let the offense go to his defense.
Yeah, and I even he hammers the ball to third. has a big walk in the one inning and makes some plays. You know, a lot of people question him. I just play him in right because he's played right his whole life. He can play center. You know, I think professional baseball, you know, because I don't have him out there, but he makes those plays. He made them last weekend in Fayetteville. He's a really good player, man. You look at what DJ's done for us. I mean, we go to the Ferris Award on Monday. I think he's got a great shot at winning that because he's put together a whole year of good baseball. And there's tough at-bats in there at times, but he's really matured over the years. And you know, I've had him 2 years just learning how to play at this level. But I'm really proud of what he's done this year. It's pretty amazing.
Cam.
Joe Powell's swing that ends up being the deciding run that falls there. I'm just kind of curious what's going through your head when you see that place kind of developing in front of you.
You know, I think we've all seen it. I usually walk out in Twilight and I point, and I think I annoy all the players. I'm blind, halfway blind probably, so when I never see it. So they're always looking at me like I'm crazy, but it happens a lot. I mean, it happens, and tonight was a really bad Twilight, you know, and so I had just turned around and told our guys, hey, it's going to be tough out there, and then he hits that ball, and you know, I'm shaking my head like I'm real smart afterwards, but you know, it's just tough. It's tough to see at certain times of the night.
Steph.
We've seen Cal or Hunter, you know, it seems like everyone on the field has talked so much this year about the trust they have for, you know, TD and Tyson, those guys out of the bullpen. How big do you think it is for some of those bullpen guys, knowing that not only do they have good stuff, but a lot of their teammates have, you know, got that trust and confidence in them?
No, I think it just grows over the year too, right? Like we didn't have it at the beginning, and I think we've, you know, the more we've run TD out there, Tyson out there, Brooks out there, I mean Cam Schulke out there, I mean so many guys that, you know, I think they start to learn that, and it's hard in this league. I mean, this is the league of no mercy. I mean, you could, even in the ninth, you're just sitting there thinking, you know, you're down to the last guy, and then how many times in this league does something crazy happen? And so having guys at the end there are so valuable.
Tyson going out there, getting those couple innings of work, you know, we've heard, you know, throughout the season, guys like Cal and Hunter just speak so much about how much trust they have in you and some of the other guys in the bullpen. Just how big has that been for you this season, kind of growing that confidence, but also knowing that, you know, your teammates kind of, you know, learn to trust you as well?
I mean, we have a lot of guys. We have to have our trust in everyone. I mean, we trust the hitters. They trust us. I mean, I think our bullpen is really elite, and I think we all know that down there, and our starters know that. So it's easy thing to do when the starters, you know, do their job and they give it to us. They have a lot of confidence.
Steve.
Bryce, it just felt like a weird game. I mean, like, you know, the game-winning RBI ends up being a ball lost in the roof on Twilight. You know, what was the vibe like for you guys in the dugout? I mean, just kind of working through this thing.
I mean, honestly, for me, it felt like we were in control most of the night. The way that Cal was handling things, the way Tyson came in and dominated, and then at the end, TD was great at the end. So it felt like we were in control. We just really couldn't pull away tonight, which is something we need to continue to get better at.
Benjamin.
Bryce, you've really taken to that new role in the leadoff spot. What's it like mentally, just sort of having to set the tone for that order with great hitters behind you? And I guess secondly, did you think that ball was going out?
So I love being in the leadoff spot. It's fun to be able to swing at the first pitch of the game. That's something that I really enjoy. And then having the heart of the order behind you is something that's also really fun. You know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. And no, I didn't think that the ball was getting out tonight. I was honestly trying to fight it off. I didn't know if it was going to be a strike or not. It's kind of borderline. And then I just stayed in my legs and got it up in the wind and it got out. So,
Steph.
Bryce, the coach was talking about, you know, you in that leadoff spot, coming back to the dugout and talking to teammates about, you know, what you saw from the pitcher. I guess how much is that part of your approach too, of knowing that you're kind of the first guy I guess to face the pitchers, and I guess what are you trying to kind of relay to your teammates in those moments?
Well, it's fun to like kind of figure out what the pitcher's plan is, what it really looks like, because, you know, we watch film, but when you get in the box, it's different. And so I try to relay what I'm feeling, especially to the right-handed hitters. I can't speak as much for the left-handed hitters because it's different. But yeah, like just what the guy's fastball's doing, how I could pick up the breaking ball, stuff like that. Just simple stuff that I know that I would appreciate if I was going up there.
Steve.
Tyson, it felt like you were kind of fighting it early on, but then you kind of found a groove there. I mean, what was working for you tonight? Maybe what did you have trouble spotting up initially?
I mean, I know when I talk to Parker, you know, you're not going to have every pitch every time you go out there. And that's one thing he's always preached is doesn't matter what you have, you just got to go out there and compete and get the job done. So, I mean, the sinker was good. I was throwing the slider good. Wasn't really locate as well as I wanted to, but just had to compete through it.
Steph?
We saw the emotion there, Tyson, after you get that last strikeout in the 8th. How do you kind of learn to balance that of knowing you're going to come into so many of these high leverage situations of, being fired up, but also knowing kind of when to control yourself, I guess?
It's definitely like adrenaline can be good, it also can be bad. Kind of got to, it takes experience, just finding that happy medium and just knowing, use it as a good thing and not a bad thing.
Steve?
Bryce, a lot of guys on this team have never played postseason baseball in college, and then you guys are right here on the cusp of potentially hosting a regional here. I know it's not expectations you shy away from, but how does it feel knowing that right now you kind of control your own destiny as far as your postseason?
It's fun. I mean, you get to. That's what Coach Lamonis has been talking about a lot. Is this should be the most fun you have playing baseball is right here, at this moment, and then knowing that you have an opportunity to play postseason baseball to do. So it's something that's really exciting, and I think that we're like all coming together at the right time. So.
Cam?
Bryce, I'm kind of just wondering that run that ends up being the deciding run that falls out there in shallow center field. Just what's kind of your perspective from the dugout? When did you think, oh, this might be able to land?
Oh, I mean, as soon as it went up, I was standing next to Connor, and Connor's like, no one sees it. And so we're all yelling, making sure that Joe's running, and he was doing a great job, and so was Amani coming around. But yeah, it's tough everywhere at Twilight. It's something that you just have to work and talk through when you're on the defensive side. But yeah, that one was pretty. It was about the right time for that one to fall.